Now, we can all agree that the political times we find ourselves in today are tough. No doubt about it. But by setting boundaries, taking breaks, focusing on self-care, and staying connected to what brings you joy, you can find peace amidst the chaos. It's all about balance and staying informed, but also taking care of yourself so you don't burn out. Remember, it's okay to step back when you need to. Your mental health is just as important as staying in the know. Welcome to Journeys Through Change, a podcast that inspires women to let go of the fear and say yes to possibility. I'm your host, Noelle Van, an author, creator, and empowerment coach who spent years in corporate America helping innovators and leaders ride the waves of change with ease and grace. I now work with women to step into change and unleash the power they have to create a life they love. Whether you're contemplating a change in your career, relationship, health, lifestyle, or anything in between, nothing's off the table. I'll be offering up simple insights to help you manage the ups and downs of change and sharing interviews with successful women who took a leap of faith to create the life they knew they were meant to live, sharing their wisdom, advice, and all the juicy lessons they learned along the way. So get cozy in your favorite comfy chair and let's get started. With all of the political swirl and unsettling headlines we're being bombarded with every hour on the hour these days, I thought it would be helpful to take a moment to talk about how to stay sane in the midst of the feelings of uncertainty this daily chaos can drum up. Now, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, or just plain exhausted by the political shifts unfolding around you, you are not alone. And I've got some practical tips and specific examples of ways to cope and protect your peace of mind. So let's get to it. First of all, we all know we are living in an unprecedented time where the news feels relentless. Whether it's social media posts, breaking headlines, or even family debates over dinner, it's easy to get trapped in a constant state of anxiety. So how do we cope with it all? How do we protect our mental well-being while staying informed and engaged? So here are a few ideas. First things first, limit your news consumption. If you don't want to avoid it altogether, find a routine that works for you that just keeps it to a minimum. For example, you could designate a specific time of day to check the news, maybe in the morning with your cup of coffee or after lunch, just to avoid scrolling endlessly. I actually stick to my laptop these days since once in the morning I can check it and don't even have to turn on the TV. To me, I feel less triggered by articles I can read than hearing all of the commentary and speculation that we find on the news. And it can just really raise my anxiety up to a 10 within the first 5 minutes. With this, I say, pay attention to what you pay attention to. If it's something that drains your energy or spirit, knock it off. I've become a fierce protector of my energy these days, and limiting my time involved in soul-sucking activities has helped me do just that. Now, by the way, apps like Flipboard or Pocket can help you filter news based on your interests, so you can only see what matters most, rather than getting lost in clickbait or sensational stories. One more tip, unsubscribe from email lists or social media accounts that make you feel stressed or angry. For example, if you follow a political account that consistently posts inflammatory content, mute it. Follow accounts that encourage respectful dialogue or that offer solutions and hope. This simple change can drastically reduce the sense of overwhelm you'll have and bring you back to where we all need to be, to the positive. Next tip, take regular breaks from social media. If you find yourself scrolling through Twitter or Facebook and feeling more stressed with each post, it's time for a break. Give yourself the permission to disconnect. You don't need to go off social media entirely, but setting boundaries can help you manage your stress. Try implementing a social media break, a full day off from social media once a week. You can replace that time with something soothing like reading a book or cooking a new recipe or going for a walk. And if a full day off sounds hard, start small. Try a 2-hour block in the morning where you do something relaxing before diving in. This just helps reset your mind and gives you space to focus on things that bring you joy instead of angst. Tip number 3, practice mindfulness and meditation. Now, I know you've heard this song before, but it is so true. One of the most effective ways to stay calm in a world full of noise is to center yourself. Mindfulness and meditation don't have to be intimidating. You don't need to sit cross-legged for an hour in silence. Just start with small, manageable practices like a 5-minute morning meditation. And you can use apps like Calm or Headspace. Those are really, really helpful and really easy to use. There are guided sessions there that focus on relaxation and stress relief, specifically designed to help you find peace during stressful times. Or you can try a quick breathing exercise. And this is an example of one, which is super simple. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. 4, 4, 4. You can do that for a minute or two and you'll feel your whole body start to relax. These are small, simple practices that can just help you gain perspective when it feels like everything is spinning out of control. I personally have started doing my breath work in the mornings, and I can really tell the difference in how I feel on the days I take the time to actually do it. There are so many different breath exercises you can do to help regulate your central nervous system. In fact, I made dedicated podcasts just specifically to those because it's such a simple practice that can redirect your energy and set you up for success at the beginning of the day, which is when you need it most. Tip number 4, take action, but focus on small positive contributions. If you're passionate about a cause, consider volunteering in your community. For example, if you care about voting rights, and this may be a little bit dated because the voting is over for now, but looking ahead, you may volunteer to help people register to vote. And if you're concerned about climate change, join a local environmental group or help organize a community cleanup. Small actions can make a huge difference, and knowing that you're contributing to something positive helps offset feelings of helplessness. You can also donate to causes you care about, or share respectful information on your social media page to educate others in a non-confrontational way. Okay, tip number 5, create boundaries in conversations. This is huge. Political debates with friends and family are emotionally draining. If you find yourself in a conversation that gets heated, it's okay to set a boundary. Politely say something like, I think we're not going to agree on this, so let's just talk about something else, and redirect the conversation to something more neutral. You don't have to engage in every debate that comes your way, and it's perfectly okay to do so. Remember, it's all about protecting your emotional well-being, and engaging in anything heated is just not worth it. Also, try to engage in political conversations that are solution-oriented rather than argumentative or gloom and doom. Instead of arguing over what's wrong, discuss what's working and how you can contribute to that solution. This can feel more empowering than constantly talking about the negative side of politics. Tip number 6, cultivate a hobby or passion. Sometimes the best way to cope is by giving your mind something else to focus on. Whether it's painting, gardening, writing, or learning a new language, finding a hobby that makes you feel present and fulfilled. If you love cooking, try a new recipe every week. Or enjoy working out, sign up for a fitness challenge. Hobbies can act as a sanctuary for your mind when the world outside feels totally chaotic. You'd be surprised how much a physical or creative outlet can boost your mood as well and give you just a sense of accomplishment that isn't tied to the headlines. And if you can, try to share these activities with others. Maybe start a cooking club or a book club. Creating positive connections can make a huge difference. Now, lastly, stay connected to nature. Spending time outside is one of the simplest and most effective ways to de-stress. A 20-minute walk in the park, a hike, or even just sitting outside can do wonders for your mental health. If you're in a busy city, find a quiet green space or even a local botanical garden. Nature really has a way of resetting our mind and reminding us that there's more to life than politics. If you can, try to make nature part of your routine every day. Maybe take a short walk after work or spend part of your weekend hiking or at the beach. It doesn't have to be long, but it can be really transformative. Now, we can all agree that the political times we find ourselves in today are tough. No doubt about it. But by setting boundaries, taking breaks, focusing on self-care, and staying connected to what brings you joy, you can find peace amidst the chaos. It's all about balance and staying informed, but also taking care of yourself so you don't burn out. Remember, it's okay to step back when you need to. Your mental health is just as important as staying in the know. I hope these tips give you some idea of how to stay positive during these challenging times. If you found today's episode helpful, please be sure to share it with someone who might need it too. We are all in this together, and supporting one another is the key to our success and sanity. That's it for now. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Journeys Through Change podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us and leave a review if you've enjoyed this episode. And share it with a friend or on social media to spread the good word, so more women like you can find us and join in on the fun. For more information on the podcast or Day by Day book, go to livedaybyday.com.